welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, I am Allie, and today's video is going to be me talking to you guys about my budget and what I did for my stuffing envelopes. I was going to do it on camera, but honestly, I decided that I needed to go through envelopes and really figure out what I wanted to prioritize. So that's what I'm sharing with you guys today, is the ones I decided to keep from the big stack that I had in comparison to what I have now. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So the first thing that I have is my emergency fund, which I already deposited into my emergency fund account, which I put $110 in there. And then we're gonna talk about savings first, because that's something that I want. Joshua's private school fund, I have a year to save this. So this is something that needs to be a priority. And I already deposited that into another savings account in my credit union, which I call my special, which is called the special savings. I like having those two there. I also have my savings account at Key, but that's more for cart maintenance and those sorts of things, as where the ones at the credit union are for specific. I like to have specific things. So I deposited my first $50 into his private school fund. It's not always going to be 50. It's not always. So basically what I wanted to say in regards to my savings stuff, so it's not always going to be 50. It's not always going to be, you know, the same amount every time. That's something that I'm learning, that it doesn't have to be the same amount every time, but it's important that I do these things for me and to help me move out. So then I'm also doing the $5 challenge, which is part of the reason why I've gone to cash envelopes for the remainder of the year 2020. So that way I can collect every $5 bill that I have. Right now I have 2 in here, and this is where I'm keeping it. And then these get locked in with the Christmas, which we're going to talk about in a minute, with the Christmas fund, which we're going to talk about in a minute, in my safe. So that way if I don't get to the credit union right away, I can put the envelopes there. So another thing that I'm doing is a sinking fund envelope. This is my main sinking fund envelope for right now. This is Christmas. And I put 50 in there, and I'm super, super proud of myself. And in regards to the $5 challenge, there is a sheet that I printed out from the Budget Mom, which this is the $5 savings tracker. So it says the date, the beginning balance was 0, number of $5 bills 2, total value added, and it's $10 total. So when this gets filled up and it can't shut anymore, that's when I'm going to deposit it into the bank. The $5 challenge might not be over for me because I'm doing it for the remainder of the year. So basically the remainder of the year is I'm doing it for, well, it's technically, so August, September, October, November, December. So for the next 5 months, that is what I'm doing, is saving every $5 bill that I have with the $5 savings tracker. But since I chose this envelope to do it, and I don't really have anything else, when it gets full and it won't close, that's when I'm going to deposit it into the bank. So then I also logged for my sinking funds, Christmas. Sorry, my eye itches out of nowhere. So Christmas is, so originally I had Christmas 400. The date that it's due is 11/30. I have actually 4 months to save. I originally had 0 and I wanted 400. The amount per month is supposed to be 60. So Christmas, 400, 11/30. I have 4 months to save. I have already saved 50. So now my remaining thing that I need is 350. And it's supposed to be 60 again. It may not always be what it's supposed to be, but the point is that I'm saving it with a goal in mind. So then I also have, which I have not done a debt payment yet this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a debt payment this month, or besides the minimum payments. I've done the majority of the minimum payments, I should say. I actually need to highlight this because I did another payment on this one, but this was for Discover. This one's for my Chase card, which again, I got these from the Debt Free Mama. This is the number of stars. So what you do is the number of stars, and then you put the total, and then you divide that total by 100 because 100 stars, and then I'll tell you how much each star is valued. So that is that scenario right there. I have the one for the remaining 4 cards that I have, and I'm super proud of myself. So again, that's my Christmas one, and these 4 get locked in my safe. Moving on to the remaining, and we're gonna talk about a couple others. We're gonna talk about the other sheets in case I haven't talked about these. This is for Christmas that I'm going to be using when it gets closer to Christmas. if I'm in my own place, especially, we're going to be talking about like the decorations, the food, the travel, but right now we're not. This is just the name and the gift description that I'm working with. So this is a handy dandy subscription thing. I've managed to keep just these. I don't have the due dates written down because I already paid for them. But this is where I keep where I keep a list of my subscriptions. And if I end up not using any of them, I will delete. I will evaluate as we go. But those are the ones I have right now, which are Hulu, HBO, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. So this was by starting emergency fund. Since I put 50 in there, I colored it. This is from the debt-free charts. I have a goal of 3,000. I may not get to 3,000 right away. I may not get to 3,000 right away. I may end up getting to 1,000, which is what Dave Ramsey recommends. To me, it doesn't feel like a lot of money saved. So that is why I did what I did, which is 3,000. I followed the debt-free mama's guide, which she gives you a point if it's you, and then you get a point for each kid, which is $1,000. And then if you have inconsistent income, I have inconsistent income due to being a teacher's aide. Like in September, I don't see any money till the end of the month. So that's why I did 3,000. It also is that high because it's going to count as a down payment on an apartment maybe or something else. We'll see. We're getting there. I also have an online sales tracker, which I've been using to document my online sales that I've done on Poshmark or the Real or Facebook Marketplace. Any of those things are right there. My bill tracker for the month. So again, it has every month, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You can't really, it doesn't look like you can see the one, but they're all there. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. And then, so my bills basically are, I put subscriptions on here even though they're not, but I treat it as a bill, if that makes sense. So my car payment every month, which I've already paid for the month of September and the month of August. My Niagara's Choice credit card, my Capital One credit card, my Chase credit card, my Discover credit card, Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix, and Amazon, just so that way, Amazon Prime, that I pay monthly, so that way I can just put like X's there so I know that that's going to be paid. This I did not end up using, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on it in the month of September, even though I plan on doing a no by September, just so I can get a feel of how much I'm paying for gas, because gas lately I feel like has been sucking my budget. Eating out, entertainment, which I don't really do. Eating out, which I don't really do. Clothing has been so I definitely am going to keep an eye on that. Health and beauty, personal care, and groceries, just so that way I have like a kind of a place to catch all. That's kind of also the reason I'm doing a no spend. So I am doing a no spend November, which, okay, so speaking of groceries, since we talked about groceries, we're going to talk about the remaining bills, which are remaining cash envelopes that I've allowed myself this month. So that is gas, obviously. Gas, I don't have anything in here right now because I got stuck with big bills for my ATM, which is really sad. So I have my groceries, which is $50. So I'll have that there in case of, and then anything left over, if I get like a 20 or anything, it will go in the gas bill or any gas. We're going to, I'm trying not to need as much gas right now just because of the fact that, gas is just so expensive right now, and I hate talking about gas. And then I allowed myself coffee, which I normally don't in a no buy, but I'm really, right now it's only got $2 in it. I'm really bad at making my own coffee when the school year starts. So I have coffee there just so that way if I end up going to coffee, I have it budgeted even though it's not necessarily a priority. So then I have my no spend tracker, which says September. It says the rules: no clothing, restaurants, beauty care, home care, vacations, impulse buys, and I can pay for rent, utilities, insurance, groceries, and fuel. And my expectations is to pay off at least one more card and save my $1,000 hopefully. And then this one it didn't really print right, so you can't really see that. So then I already paid my car loan, so I colored in my car loan sheet. And then these two I haven't started using yet. I've talked about these before, but I'm going to talk about these again. This one I paid for from Etsy. This is my fully funded emergency fund. This is my goal, to get to the point where I have all my debt paid off and my starter emergency fund there, so that way I can go strictly no holds bar to this guy. that's my goal. My goal is to, so my big goal here is to have my debt paid off minus my student loan and my car loan, like the credit card debt, so that way we can be on our own and have like and have my baby emergency fund, so I can be on my own, and then I could throw no holds bar at the other stuff. And then the student loan, which I haven't done anything there yet. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you do. If you're not subscribed, please go to subscribe or link today, and I will see you all next time.